Oh, welcome to Libertarians Drinking Coffee Live, a little bit past 3 p.m. on the East Coast. And I am so happy that today I have another local candidate. So many times when I am out there talking to people, I hear people say things like, I don't know why you libertarians just wait till the presidency. I don't know why you libertarians wait and you don't run anybody. Well, guess what? We are running people all across the country all the time. Local, Congress, Assembly, Senate, all the things. We run them all over the place. And that part that people don't recognize, except here, they do. And today I have with me someone who is running for Congress, the great state of Florida, the man himself, Nate Snyder. How are you, sir?
How you doing, Larry? Good to see you.
So I have to ask you, you've decided that you want to punish yourself. Okay, you made that decision. But there are many ways for you to do this. You chose to run for Congress. Why?
Well, I'm a single father of 3 sons.
Wow.
And when you look at what is happening right now, the laws that are being passed, the overreach of the government, you take a look at the actions that our government is doing, you're starting to realize that financially, culturally, and family based, our children have no future at all. It's not going to be there. So I woke up one morning and my oldest son, he's disabled. He's severely autistic. Not going to be able to make a decision on his own. And when I watch the decisions that our governments are making with our education system and so forth and so on, they got to a point where somebody had to stand up and say no more. This does not happen anymore, and it's not going to happen on my watch.
Got it. Wow, that's a big deal. All right, so you're going to go there and run for Congress, but what you just said now doesn't connect directly now with the biggest part of your campaigns. You're going to help me figure this one out. Why did you choose the slogan, Bring America Home? Why that slogan?
So Bring America Home it's a blanket, right?
Okay.
Government overreach, bring America home. Constitution's being disregarded by our government, bring the Constitution home. Bring it home. Families being divided, bring America home. Bring America Home encompasses almost every single thing that American citizens are dealing with right now.
So give me one example of that.
So like I said, the Constitution, right? Constitution is being completely disregarded.
100%.
Bring her home. Bring those values back home.
Bring the values back. Got it. Okay. Now, that I get it now. Okay. Bring the values back home.
Supreme law of the land. That is America. Bring America home.
Got it. Okay. So think about that. What do you think in your case? I know you're in Florida, but I don't know what issues in your district of Florida. What are kind of like the top 3 issues you have in your district?
So right now,
or are they national? I mean, are they specific or national? You tell me.
Well, the cost of living in this district is very high. It is very high.
Okay.
One of the things that I've utilized within the platform is that, Republicans and Democrats are exactly the same thing at this particular point in the political climate. There's 2 states right now where the average down payment to buy a home is $98,000. Hawaii and Florida.
Wow.
One predominantly blue, one predominantly red. It doesn't matter.
Right.
They're the same. So the cost of living here in Florida is astronomical. It's through the roof. It's not like it was when I first got out here. When I first got out here, you could rent a 3-bedroom house for $800 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why we have a lot of New Yorkers now.
Yes. Half my friends are run down to Florida. You're right. It's true. They'll run to Florida. Very true. So what you're saying is we ruined it. Is that what you're trying to tell me? We ruined it, Nate?
Absolutely.
There we go. Yep, it was us. It was us. It's true. So let me talk to the audience real fast. Before you go, the guys, if you like what Nate's saying, do me a favor. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him or X, whatever the case may be, at Snyder, and that's with a Y if you're listening, Snyder 4 FORFL. Snyder 4 FL on Twitter. You can also go over to his website, Snyder4FL again, .com, Snyder4FL.com, and help out. You can either donate if you want, you can volunteer, you can do anything else. If you happen to live in Florida, you want to help out, head on over to help out. Do some door knocking for him, do some sign waving for him. Go over there and hang out with him if you can. And it's not a bad thing to do. And if you can't do any of that, you know what you can do? You can like and share this video right now so people see it and people are talking about it. That's great. So let me keep going then. So cost of living is one. Give me a number two.
So the education for Hillsborough County, 33 schools in Hillsborough County.
Okay.
Ranked the lowest of the lowest.
Wow.
So the education system out here struggles. You know, the bus system out here it's a mess. If you're a single parent like I am, sometimes you wait 45 minutes to an hour for the bus to show up. You can't hold a job like that.
How can you? It's possible.
Florida's a right to hire, right to fire state. If you walk in with pink shoelaces on one day, they can be like, we don't like it, get out.
Right, right.
And I've been told, well, you have the Disabilities Act. They can't just get rid of you. But the Disability Act might stop me from getting fired, but it's not going to protect the status of my job. I can come back to work, you know, a week later for my son having to be at a doctor's appointment and so forth and so on, and I'm now part-time.
Right, right. I got you. Wow.
So, those affects, single parents and regular parents. We have regular parents right now. We have two parent system in the house. Each parent's having to work two jobs just to make ends meet. Gas is almost at $4 a gallon. You know, and
right.
It's increasing. You know, nothing is going down. The Inflation Reduction Act certainly didn't live up to its name. Not even close.
Not at all. No, not at all.
Out it like it did something.
Well, you have some friends already. Ex Breebrick says, "Yup, buses here are horrible." So I guess she agrees with you. There we go. Absolutely.
Well, what's even worse is you don't even get a phone call to say the bus is going to be late. You have to call the bus depot, wait on hold, listen to their boring music, and then you finally get a hold of somebody. They put you on hold again to figure out where the bus is because now they got to call the bus driver. You know, and so you stand there for a little over an hour. And
wow.
Then you're 3 or 4 minutes late getting to the bus stop to pick up your kid off. They're gone, and you're not
right.
piled up.
Wow. Terrible. So that libertarian lady says she already follows you. So there we go. You already have fans who are here already. I love that. That's awesome. Absolutely. So first one, cost of living. Second one, education. But you've actually linked education also to cost of living. They kind of go together in your eyes.
Yeah. Yep. They absolutely can work hand in hand. So, yep. We have in Florida, DeSantis has done an okay job with
okay.
A lot of people say that there's certain aspects of things that he doesn't like, right?
Okay.
The one thing that he has absolutely turned his eyes on, I think the entire GOP has done it. They have kind of forgotten about Hillsborough County. They've forgotten about District 14 because they can't win out here.
Oh, I see. Yes, that happens in New York too. You get a district that's so blue or so red, nobody cares. Like, who cares? Don't bother talking to them. I can't win, so don't even bother. I get it. Yes, we have a similar problem, probably opposite colors, but similar problem here, right? Ours is you have like red versus blue, a little bit different. We're a deep blue state, right? So yeah, a little bit different on that one. So, okay, give me a third one. First one's cost of living. Second one's education. What's the third one?
Well, I mean, out here we have infrastructure issues. We have bad roads, which is more or less that's a state issue. I'm running federal seat. We have a really astronomical insurance issue. With the loss of homeowners insurance for millions of Floridians. Again, that's a state issue, but it's not the same.
You running for office gives you the bully pulpit to talk about all the issues,
right?
Regardless,
it doesn't stop me from reaching out to state lawmakers and saying, "Hey,
sure,
I'm your representative. I can get you funding for this. Let's sit down. Let's address the insurance fraud. Let's address the building codes out here. Let's create an atmosphere for the Floridians out here that the insurance companies are happy to come back to."
Right.
But
so let me then, if I could ask you about your specific race. Is it a two-person race, 3-person race, 4-person race? Is there an incumbent? What's going on with your specific race?
As far as I'm concerned, it's a 2-person race. It's me versus Kathy.
Okay.
The GOP has not had their primary out here yet. It's not until August 20th.
Okay.
They've got 5 running on that ticket.
5. Okay.
Yep. And then we have there is an independent who also qualified. Well, out here it's a no party affiliate. I think a lot of people, like, especially when I moved out to Florida, you know, I switched over to being independent, and I thought that was just, you know, independent, neither party. And turns out I was registered with an independent party.
Yes, we had that in New York. In fact, New York, we have a new law. You can't use the word independent in your party anymore because of that same reason. That already happened in New York State. Yes, it's funny how we're copying. But so let me ask you, hold on. You said GOP is going to have, after their primary, they'll have somebody, an independent, you as a libertarian, no Democrats even running?
Well, the incumbent is a Democrat.
Oh, the incumbent. Oh, okay. There's an incumbent. Got it. So you got an incumbent Democrat. Is this a really deep blue, like 80%? Is it more like 50-50? What is it more?
So it's considered strong blue.
Okay.
But the voting numbers out here are very unique. There are 287,000 registered. The voting district has 1.2 million voters for this district. So you have 287,000 registered Democrats, 227,000 registered Republicans. And then, actually I have the numbers wrong. It's 387, 327.
Ah, okay.
And then independent or no party affiliate or minor party is 313,000.
Wow, so that's the swing right there.
33. So what I see is that, like I was saying earlier, the GOP has given up on this area. You know, so, and since what, 2018, GOP voter turnout's been 17%.
Wow. Okay, so let me ask you then, with that in mind, you have some people you can grab, right? How do you plan to make impact? Is this something where you're going to be, you know, doing ads online, knocking on doors, sign waves, doing events? What's the way you're going to make an impact?
So I'm going to be hosting events all throughout the summer.
Oh, nice. Very good. Okay.
And right now, currently what I'm doing is I just go out and I talk to people. But if I go to Walmart, I shake hands and say hi to people. If I go get a cup of coffee, I might buy the person behind me a cup of coffee, strike up a conversation. You know, I'm very approachable. You know, I'm a Harley. I have a motorcycle. I love Harleys. So I go to bike nights.
Oh, very good. No, that's a great constituency. You're one of them. They like you. You can talk. They'll hear you at least, right?
Because of the weather in Florida, you can ride all year round. So, you know, if there's 50,000 bike riders in this district, they instantly have something to connect with the incumbent.
So let me touch you. I think ex Bree Bricks is actually in your district because she says Kathy Castor has been here for 16 years. She needs to go. Well, you have a clear fan here, so that's good. I like that. Yes. Yes. So the Libertarian lady also jumps on and says homeowners and auto insurance problems, both of them. Absolutely.
Florida is a no-fault state as far as insurance goes. So it's already automatically going to be high because nobody can be held accountable for the accident. That's a policy issue that Florida is going to have to address and deal with if they want to start seeing those rates go down.
Got it. Okay. So then the next I guess question I have is for the audience, guys. If you're in Florida and Nate's doing events, you should probably show up at one of his events. You should probably go show up, see what he's doing. How do you figure that out? You head over to Snyder4FL.com. That's S, by the way, NYDERFORFL.com. Head over to Snyder4FL.com. See what he's doing. Check out his events. Volunteer if you can. If you're in the area, please volunteer. If you can donate some money, please donate. Every bit counts, right? You give him 10, 25 bucks. That's a Facebook ad. That's palm cards you can hand out, right? It's a sign he can wave, right? That's a door hanger he can put on someone's door. All those things matter every bit. And this guy, you can see him. He's personable. You put something in his hand, he's going to talk to you, right? He might actually win some votes. So help him to put something in his hands. Head on over there. If you can't do that, if you're in a tough spot, you can still do two things. You can follow him on Twitter at Snyder4FL on Twitter. And you can just like this and share this. That would help tremendously either way.
Also, doesn't matter what part of Florida you're in, or for that matter, what part of the United States you're in. You can make phone calls on our behalf. You can call me up directly. We can talk about what you feel comfortable about with what I'm talking about, and you can make phone calls on our behalf.
There we go. You can even do that. So there is a way to make this much more grassroots and to actually work. Absolutely. So I like the way you're going to be the impact. My worry becomes, and maybe this is a good or a bad thing, you tell me, having 3 kids is tough. Does that mean you're going to be able to bring your kids with you? Does that mean they're going to have to be, hanging out with family or friends or babysitters? How do you handle being a single dad? 3 kids? Tough gig, man.
It is a tough gig. So my oldest is 19. He's mentally 3 or 4 years old. He's severely autistic. My second child is 16, so he don't like to hang out with dad no more anyways. And then I have a 13-year-old who, likes to hang out with dad when it means dad's spending money for them. So
got it.
The majority, yes. They don't really need me anymore. My oldest, he's very selective because of the autism on who he will hang out with. So, he's a grandpa's boy. And
okay, that's good. So grandpa's around. Nice.
More than happy to take him for his car rides, and so
that's amazing. So you've got a good support structure. Nice.
Family has come
very good
and said, we think you're an idiot for doing this.
Of course.
We will help out with Justin as time is needed.
There we go. Well, you have No Sound Bites Alive is actually a buddy of mine named Mike Voss. He says, letting people know what candidate is approachable is key. Most think candidates and politicians are like unicorns. I think a lot of people think that candidates think they're better because, to be forward, Nate, a lot of candidates do.
100%. 100%. The majority of our politicians have never created anything.
Correct.
They're not, they didn't build a business. They don't create jobs. Government itself doesn't create jobs. It creates the atmosphere that's supposed to help our sovereign states and our private sector thrive, which they have.
Supposed to. Right, yes. Supposed to, yes, absolutely.
A lot of them, think that they don't have to be approachable.
Right. Yes, you're correct.
We don't.
So let me ask a more specific policy question, if I could. Sure. Joe asks, what's the first bill Congress member Snyder will submit? Have you figured that out yet, where you want to go, how you want to push policies yet?
So I think the first and most important bill that needs to be submitted, it would be a bill that stops the ludicrous spending that's happening so we can start driving down inflation.
Okay.
Inflation starts at Washington, D.C., and they've already come out and said that they're not going to deal with inflation because, wages are up. Well, wages are outpaced by inflation by 5%. And, a third grader can tell you, well, if you increase the cost to the business, it goes back down to the consumer. So you're not really fighting inflation. Those are just talking points. So we stop government from spending, lavishly. You start to tackle inflation. So the first bill has to be, stopping this ridiculous amount of spending. And, and for a while, the spending may have to be geared toward Americans only.
Okay. So this goes back to the Bring America Home piece, right? So in this case, last time we brought it up, it was bring the values home. Here you're saying bring the money home.
Well, money has to be home for a while. It doesn't have to be a permanent solution, but for a while right now, we're dealing with everything overseas. America's the lifeguard of the world.
Yes.
We cannot rescue everybody if our citizens whose tax money you guys are stealing from, if they can't afford to spend anymore. You're taxing our income before we even get it.
Yep.
We're paying corporate tax because those costs get passed down to us. You're not doing
absolutely
at all.
Absolutely.
So the first bill has to tackle spending.
So Joe goes on to ask, would you vote in favor of reauthorizing unconstitutional government spying on Americans without a warrant that keeps getting passed by Republicans and Democrats in Congress?
Get a warrant.
There we go. Get a warrant. There we go. Yes, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I like that. That was a very simple answer. Get a warrant. I like that. Very good. So yeah, this is the part, I guess, that people do worry about, right? I guess the other issue is, what would the future look like? Look, obviously, Nate, I hope you win this thing. I hope it happens. The reality of it is lots of libertarians don't win. Mm-hmm. But is there another win for you? Like if you don't get the seat, right? Say you don't win the seat. Is there something else that if that happens, you would still say, yeah, this was a win? Is there something else? Or look, it's the seat or nothing?
Well, we've made history out here in Hillsborough. So far, this is a win, right?
Okay.
You know, the Hillsborough Party, you know, they shut down for a little bit. They reopened on their first attempt. For the first time in 20 years, they got a Libertarian on the ballot.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're making strides in its victories right now. But right now, given the state of our government, given the overreach, given the warrantless spying, warrantless knocking up, no knock entries into homes.
Yep.
I don't think we can have a victory without the seat right now, because who's looking out for American citizens right now? It's not Republicans or Democrats.
It's true.
So we have to have the victory. And, if we have to turn this into a street fight per se, and get, the Republicans and Democrats out of their comfort zone, like they've done to American citizens, then let's do it.
Got it. Okay, I like it. So you're saying you're already on the way to victory, but you think the real victory is getting the seat so that you can actually fight for the people of your district.
Well, nobody is right now.
Yeah. You know what I gotta say? I think if someone like you wins, I would even argue if someone like you comes in second, even that would send a message to make other people try too, because they would go, "Wait a minute, this Nate guy, this guy did it. I gotta try. Why can't I try too? Why don't a bunch of us try? Why don't we all jump on board? We could try it. Maybe we could do it. Maybe we'll ask him what he did, and he'll teach us so that we can do better. Maybe we'll do that too." I love that idea.
It has the strongest message, about fixing, what America is going through. It's just a matter of delivering that message so it's able to be understood. And I think that might be something that libertarians have struggled with. How do we deliver this message?
Yeah.
And what I've heard is that when people talk to me, it's like talking to a guy at the bar.
Right.
Which makes sense. And you kind of wish this guy would run for office because, it makes sense what you're talking about. And then, what happens when I'm out on the street when, we've had this happen a couple of times, you just strike a conversation with somebody and they're like, "Well, damn, I wish you would run for office." And I said, "Well, shockingly enough, here's my card."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, guess what? I am. Here you go. Why don't you vote for me? I think that's a great idea. I love it. All right. So again, I hope you win this thing. What do you think the future is? And I'll ask in two cases. One, for your local party, right? Now that you're up here doing this and shaking the trees and starting to have victories, what's the future for the local party? But also you, are you like, look, I've done my run and I've done my bit. I'm going to help now. Or are you like, you know what? No, I could see me doing this again in 2 years or something else.
I couldn't answer what I would be doing again in 2 years.
Okay.
I know that I'm going to be advocating strongly with the Libertarian Party and helping advance the message. And as far as the Libertarian Party in Hillsborough goes, David Moskrip has, done a phenomenal job with the party out there. And I think right now, if you get more people, like yourself and David, delivering strong messages and changing the way that the marketing goes.
Yes.
I think the sky is the limit for where the Libertarian Party is. And I know that a lot of people at the present moment have not been happy with the Trump and Kennedy at the convention. But if you're a down ballot candidate, that's marketing genius because it gives us a second look. I know it doesn't the presidential candidate, but the odds of Biden going out and debating anybody but his imaginary friends.
Right.
There is a strong chance that a Libertarian candidate is going to be on a debate stage this year. And they'll get their day in the sun for the presidential nominee. But this move with Kennedy and Trump and the invitation to President Biden, that gives your down ballot a second look. And
there we go. I like that.
I think that those are the messages that we need to start looking at, as far as elections goes and as far as how we tailor our messages. Because what other party has ever invited, the nominees from another party over?
It's true. It's true. So you're now, I don't have any sound from you, my friend. I think somebody called you, and I think you need to get your sound back on. Still can't hear you. Why don't you pop out and pop back on real fast? Pop out, pop back on. So what I like about what Nate is saying right now is exactly what Joe has posted. Joe, you've read my mind. We need more libertarians running for office like Nathaniel Snyder for U.S. House and David Muscript in LP Hillsborough. I completely agree. Are you there?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I hear you now. Oh, good.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So Joe was talking about, he says, LP Hillsborough here in Florida is giving LP, I'm going to say it right, Volusia, that's it, right? Volusia, my home affiliate, a run for their money. Oh, so you guys are now competing. I like this. You guys are competing down there in Florida. That's good.
We're making cage matches.
There we go. I like that. I'm proud of you, says, we need to keep fighting in all elections to make progress. Each small victory will lead to the ultimate goal of a libertarian president one day. Can't win if you don't play. This is kind of what you're saying, Nate, right?
Right. Well, you can't win if you don't play, but you also can't win if you don't try to win. You can't win if you don't. If I don't know how much you guys were able to hear before whatever happened, but what other party has ever reached out to the other nominees and said let's have a chat? Who has ever delivered a message of unity? We're either going to work together to do this, or the people that we're supposed to be representing, we the people, are going to suffer.
Yes, agreed. I'm glad you're saying that. I'm glad you look. It does matter, guys. If you like what Nate is saying, then support him. You can support him very easily by just clicking that like button. That's a very simple way. Click the button that is like and share it so people can see it. But you can also support him more directly by following him on Twitter if you want to at Snyder4FL. Snyder is SNYDRFORFL. You can also donate to him. Head over to Snyder4FL.com. You can donate if you want to. Sign up to be a volunteer. Be one of his social media warriors and share his posts and post stuff on his page. All good things. If you're anywhere near him, you can actually physically show up. If you're not near him, you can phone bank for him. You can do whatever is required. Remember, every dollar you give, the best part about giving each one of these dollars is every little bit helps. That is a palm card. That's a physical card. That is all types of things. It is all good. So the Lunatic Libertarian says, I'm in the house. I'm glad you're here. Thank you, Lunatic Libertarian. He's in the house. So let me ask you, Nate, before we wrap this up, anything I have missed, something you want to say before we wrap this up?
I think when we're delivering our message out to our constituents, the Libertarian Party is literally the only party that's saying I am running for office to take the authority that the government has granted itself away from my seat.
Yes, it's true. What's the old saying? The libertarians are plotting to take over the world so we can leave you alone.
Right. So I mean that's to me that's a powerful message.
Got it.
Between the people that I'm running against and myself is that they are running based on what they think you need, and that they're going to make that decision for you.
Sure.
Because you know what to do for yourself, and I'm going to represent you in that.
There we go. Leela says, I've enjoyed your show with Nate Snyder. Wonderful message. You're winning hearts and minds already, Nate. I love it. It's already happening. All righty. Great. Well, everybody who's watching, thank you so much for giving me a bit of your afternoon for watching. Nate, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, Larry. It's been great.
All right, everybody. I will see you all very soon.